Yo, what is going on? It's Corey.
And it's Shahi. And you're now tapped in to the Fatherhood 4 podcast.
Didn't go. I stayed home because the game was still on. So,
okay. What's up, everybody?
Yes, sir. We back, man. We back.
We are back, and we're better.
What's this? Episode 18.
Who is counting? When do we start counting? At a bean. At a bean is reasonable. I mean, we're gonna continue to count.
Yeah, it's all like commemorative. Like it's all something to be celebrated because a lot of podcasts don't make it this far, and we're doing this every week. Like it's not like we take weeks in between episodes, man. So you know what I mean. I'm just enjoying it.
Yeah,
and we here, man.
Kudos to us because it's not easy, but we've been making it easier on each other, man. And this has been wonderful. We getting some nice reception, man.
Facts.
So
I've been loving the growth, like awesome. Seeing it happen, like live. Just seeing the feedback that we get, people that's actually like intrigued, and you know what I mean, in the comments weekly. It's been definitely fun to see. It's like, oh snap, like maybe we do know something, like, or maybe people can like relate to our experiences. Like we ain't alone in this.
Facts, and we still, I mean, we know what angle we want people to understand. That we're trying to deliver, but we're still trying to figure out how to deliver it, like literally step by step along the way. So man, just we always shout out to our subscribers, our viewers, everybody who gives us feedback. You know what I mean? So it's greatly appreciated.
Facts. How you feeling though, bro?
Feeling great, man. Sunday, today, this weekend I had the kids. My wife went off to Atlantic City for her best friend's birthday. So I mean, I still work though. So shout out to the living nanny, Auntie Sis Kiara, because she held it down a good bit. But boy, they still got me.
Oh yeah, being alone with two kids, bro.
Got me.
Being alone with one kid is already like that's a real like patience tester right there. But two of them. And then two different spaces, like, I feel for you, brother. I feel for you. It's Sunday. It's over. You made it.
Yeah. Until tomorrow. Nah, Saturday, 7 had woke up at 5 a.m. I had to be to work at like 11, but she woke up 5 a.m. Like she had the lights on in the room at 5 a.m. playing with the dolls. I just creep. I look. I wink over in the hallway. I said, "Why is the light on?"
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So,
when did she go back to sleep?
Dog, she might have napped, but by that time I was already at work. So I'm up at 5 a.m. Then I'm up with the kids until I get relieved at like 10. Some go to work, come back 5. Right back in it. They got hella energy, so it was like me being up from 5 a.m. to whenever I went to sleep. But hey, man, who's complaining?
That's tough, man. That's tough. See, Sincere tried that like in the mornings. Like he'll come in our room maybe about like 6 o'clock, and he'll walk himself in, let himself in, and he'll just be like, "Daddy, I want to watch TV." Well, first he'll start off with juice. He always wants juice, and then he'll say, "I want to watch TV." But I tell him the same thing every time: just go back to sleep, baby. Watch TV when you wake up. Like I just gotta convince him. Like if I stay asleep, he like, "All right, whatever. I'll go back to sleep for a little bit." And then he'd be knocked
7
out.
Ain't with that.
Yeah, nah. As long as he can lay up next to me, like he like, "All right, whatever, Dad. I'll do what you say." Yeah, I'll go back to sleep. But he gonna hold me to that when he wake back up, though. He like, "Nah, you said you was gonna give me some juice."
And now it's that time, buddy.
Facts.
Yeah, going back to sleep is chalk.
Yeah, man. It's definitely.
But I'm good though.
That's good, man. I'm good. I'm glad to hear it, bro.
All is great, man. What's up with you?
I'm alright today. Lost some parlays. I don't like losing. I learned that about myself. Like I don't like losing in anything. It could be a video game. It could be like a parlay. It'll throw my day off a little bit, like. Especially like with like, the parlay, like when I put a parlay in, I'm not like boasting or not, but when I put something in, that joint look like money. And when I lose, I'm probably one leg off, like again today. And Saquon stepped out of bounds on the 1 yard line. All I needed him to do was score a touchdown. We did tush push how many times? Like, God, just give it to him one time.
Yo, it needs to be studied on how rigged these sports are.
Facts.
We gotta put it together because I feel like I know a good deal about sports, but I don't know everything. On the Forward Progress Network, we're gonna have a sports segment because we can go on about that.
I'm with that. For sure, man. It's coming soon in the future.
For sure. Yeah. So it's all as well, man. Like Sunday, I broke even, putting a bunch of tickets. But hey, it's whatever, man. You live to fight another day when you're not betting the whole mortgage, right?
I mean, see, luckily I ain't betting nothing crazy, but I just don't like losing. It's just like the mental part of it. Like, it ain't even about the money because the money come and go, but I just don't like losing.
Well, man, that shit is rigged, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
be some weird shit happening. All right, so we are here for episode 8. Is 18, right?
18 of things.
So the direction that inspired this episode for me, because it's not necessarily my idea, it's obviously an idea that we collaborated on, but it's more of building on episode 16, right?
Yeah.
That's what we was episode 16. Yeah, go ahead.
We was just talking about like the head of the household, you know what I mean, what that really means, and you know what I mean, how we got to carry that.
Yeah. So embracing our aspect of being the head of our households, I think we wouldn't be wrong with starting with just understanding like maybe like our foundation and the direction that we want our family to go. And since we're in our early stage, you know what I mean, it's going we're on a ground level, and as we progress and move forward into like build ourselves up, we'll be in different positions to be able to uplift our families, right? So this is what's kind of inspiring episode 18, pretty much just planning for the now and in the future. Facts. For our families.
Facts is you can't go nowhere without a plan, man. Like you got to have something in place. Just I mean, things are going to change inevitably, but as long as you got like a good foundation set in place, you know like what to do, where to pivot to, you know what I mean, where to go. So it's definitely a good topic, man. Something that we definitely got to touch on.
And along our episodes, we have been sprinkling this stuff along, like, so as far as plans. So a wise man once told me, he said, a man that fails to plan plans to fail. So when we hear Sabri talk about his Google Calendar, or we have certain days for our families that we organize for us to be together, or us to do stuff with our wives and our women and stuff like that. Like, that is an example of just planning to keep the ship afloat. You know what I mean? On how to keep the ship afloat. So, in
fact, we might have unintentionally made that like the theme of this season. Then, because now that you said it, like thinking back, we definitely did talk about that a lot this season. But it's important though, man. Especially like us being dads, and we want to be the leaders of our family. We gotta have like that plan in place. Like we gotta know where we're going, know what we're trying to achieve. If you ain't really got no goals, then inevitably you're going to stay stagnant or move very, very slowly because where you're trying to go.
I mean, so, well, before we get into it, like, obviously you have to have to have a plan for your family, you got to have your personal stuff together.
That's a fact.
Right. So what I have been struggling with up until this year, like, I'm great at a mental note. Unless I have like a plan for something, like or like I have a real like I have an easier job conquering shorter term goals.
Okay.
Right. When we was doing Eminent, we was building Eminent, I knew that it was only going to take X amount of time, right? For us to get it approved and us to be moving in motion. Now, as the head of the household, or however we want to call it, just the man of the household, you have to plan for long term.
Right. And just for the people that's listening, though, when he said like building Eminent, you know what I mean, just fill them in on, like, because they might not know what you're talking about.
Some people don't know.
Yeah. That was
Well,
organization. Go ahead. I'll let you. You know
yeah,
what I
go
mean?
ahead.
Spit. No, go ahead. I'll let you go ahead. Get that.
Uh, so when me and Corey were in college, obviously we've been friends before college, but when we were in college, we shared a brother, and his name was Kadeem Tucker. And Deem had a brand named Eminent. And Eminent, in short, was just meaning it was to exemplify yourself as the best you that you can be, and to carry yourselves as a king and a queen, like so, right? So in efforts, Kadeem passed away in 2014, and then efforts to kind of keep his brand, his name, his energy alive, we went ahead and created a student organization at Dale State University. And actually, this was the second time we went to try to start an organization at Dale State. Long story short, we ended up getting an organization started, and it actually lasted like 3 years after we graduated. So, or after I graduated. So it's it was great to honor him. Like, I got eminent tattooed on my arm. You know what I mean? Like, um, that organization meant a lot to me. So for the people who don't know, if you do know, you know. But
yeah, but
that honestly is one of my greatest accomplishments, low key.
I mean, and that's highly understandable, bro. Because that was a good time. Like I like seeing you. You know what I mean? Really come through for that. Like I'm sorry that I wasn't able to. You know what I mean? Finish it out in the capacity. But school was a very rough time for me, as you know.
I remember.
Yeah, so we had a lot of
dog.
conversations about school and stuff. Yeah. So, but yeah, I definitely like seeing you do that, and you know what I mean. Even seeing you do that, I knew what that would bring to the table here because you've already orchestrated and facilitated. You know what I mean, putting something together and carrying it out. So, but yeah, like that just goes into like the planning of, like you said, that was like a short term thing. I understand that, and now you as a dad, it's no just short term because you got to think about the long term for every single person in your house, not just your kids but your wife. You know what I mean, and of course she's thinking about it as well. We don't want to like downplay that, but as a man, you also want to spearhead that as well. But I know you said like you have a harder time as far as like the long term. What do you think is like the hindrance versus the short term versus the long term? Like what kind of gets in the way?
I don't know. I can't blame it on one thing, but just to speed up where I'm at right now is I'm in fear of being inadequate when the time comes for me to fall back and people need me. You know what I'm saying? That scares me. Like, bro, like for example, my wife been getting on me about having a budget because I got all these bills and all this stuff I got to take care of in my head, and now I finally got it written down. I finally have it on the budget. I'm organizing it as we speak, and it's helping me foresee where financially what and where needs to be done at given time. You know what I'm saying? So even if it's a vacation, bro, it has to be planned because like we got so many other things that need to be in place for us to successfully make it on vacation. And we got a big family, grand scheme of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got the dogs, we got Kiara. You know what I mean? We got 2 babies. It's me and her, so it's like it's a lot moving and shaking.
Yeah, once you become a parent, man, things definitely change. You can't just get up and move and go like you want to. Like you said, you paying for a lot of different, you know what I mean, heads now. So I definitely understand that, bro. And I feel the same way with a lot of different things, bro.
Yeah, I think we just kind of take for granted that freedom. So when you just wake up and you have to take care of yourself, it's like, oh man, I can go eat lobster tails for a week. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Until, you know what I mean, like you got, and then it hit fast. Like I did not know I was gonna have 2 kids this fast. So I didn't have that. I didn't have all that organization, bro. I just didn't, and I'm still working on it.
Yeah, it's gonna come, bro. Even I didn't think you was gonna have 2 kids this fast either, though. I still remember when you told me that you was having a second. When you caught me off guard with that, caught me off
Yeah,
guard.
bro. I mean, very, very much so blessed, but it's a
Yeah.
good pressure because I know I won't fold.
No, I know you're not
This is
either.
just time. It's just it's the battery that needed to be instilled for me to know, like, all right, bro, get it together. Or you're gonna fall short, and if you fall short, you're gonna look goofy.
Everything happens for a reason, man. But even like you said, like you have a fear of like coming up inadequate. Like I feel like that's
Or coming up
understandable.
short. I don't know if
Yeah,
inadequate was the word, but yeah.
but man, like the pressure that we under, like being parents, I understand where you coming from, but we gotta we gotta get over it because we gotta face these challenges head on. Like we
Oh
can't
yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
can't even like play short with them.
I
Like we
think
gotta
it motivates me though, but
okay.
it's like, I don't know if fear was the right word, but that's something I won't allow myself to fall victim to.
Mm.
I have to, you know what I mean? Like, I guess I use it in the right sense, but yeah, you're right. You are absolutely right. You got to conquer it, even
Yeah.
if it's for the person out here that's listening and they're in fear of like, oh, maybe I could just figure it out all along the way, nigga. No, it don't work
Nah,
like that.
you gotta have a plan on this. Like at least
Yeah.
like a couple like months, years down the line. Like you gotta have something like penciled in. I think because yeah, things are gonna change. But like we said earlier, like you gotta know where you're going. You gotta have a sense of direction in this because it's not just your life anymore. Like and your life ain't even just about you no more. The choices that you make is now gonna you know what I mean affect others in a way
Yeah.
that either you may see now or you may see later. So like every move gotta be like very, very looked at very closely and you know what I mean thought about.
Yeah. So that kind of and that flows into having just a plan for the family. So have you ever had, so since our kids are little, right?
Mm.
What are we doing to kind of like help develop them and just like foster growth and independence and some kind of stability?
I know for me, like we kind of focusing now on like how sincere is talking, like his communication. Right
Okay.
now he like we say it all the time. Kids go through phases, and right now he's in this phase of like I don't like. If he's like is he could
Mm.
be eating something midway through, and he's like, "Oh, I don't like chicken nuggets," but he
Mm.
just was eating them, but he's basically trying to say that he don't want it anymore.
He
So
don't
he's
want them.
yeah, so he's gonna tell you, "I don't like it. I don't like it. It makes my
Mm.
stomach hurt. Like I don't like it." But we're trying. He'll just say anything. So we're trying to get him to really think about what he's saying and correct him. But that's just like one small example. Other than that, we're just trying to challenge him, um, to really continue to grow. Because I feel like you in parenting, it's very easy to kind of get stagnant once the kid starts walking and talking. Like at that point, they
Mm.
start to do things for themselves, and you kind of get
Yeah.
that pressure kind of falls off of you a little bit, and you start to get like a sense of your normal life back. But then
Mm.
you kind of get that little sense, and it's like a false sense because you feel like your job is like easier, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not. They just conquered everything that you was just trying to get them to do. So now you got to keep that. You got to keep the challenges going. So like that's something that I just you know what I mean came to the realization with just like noticing little things like that I think he could be better at, especially as he's getting older. Like recognizing numbers. You know what I mean? Like he can count, but I want him to be able to like spot out a 7. No, that's a 7. That's a 3. Like
Yeah.
I want him to be able to spot that out really quickly. He knows what they look
Does he
like.
struggle? Does he struggle with that a little bit, or he like kind of mixes them up?
He like is very playful. So like he
Okay.
knows that they're numbers, but like he won't even like if you ask him what did this like he'll just like keep playing like or if you tell him to count something, he'll like count like well that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then he'll keep going like just because he wants to play. Like he thinks everything's a game, so it's kind of hard to like really judge it.
Oh, okay.
But
Hold
I
on.
gotta
I'm still here though.
yeah you good. I just gotta get him to be like more serious in that. Um,
Okay.
cause I know it's there, but I'm just trying to bring it out of him.
Man, what about Saint, man? Yeah, what's up? What's up, the young boy, man? What's
Saint
up, little nephew?
Saint is doing good, man. He's up to 20 pounds. So
Woo! Yo,
yeah,
I seen y'all post a video. Young boy is chubby.
yeah, bro. He's up to 20 pounds. He's been wearing 12-month clothes for like a month now.
Where that big boy come from?
I don't know. I don't know. So he's doing really good. He's trying to
Healthy.
like get crawling. So Stephanie's really good at
Yeah,
challenging him to do that. She actually just took a
yeah.
picture of him standing like on his own. And he'll be 3 months in like what's today's date? He'll be 3 months in like 2 days. I mean 6 months. I'm sorry,
Nice.
6 months. But yeah,
I was gonna
so
say.
yeah, 6 months. So yeah, we're just trying to get him progressing, get him walking, because the sooner that he start walking, he can really play with Sincere. But like right now, my main focus is really just Sincere because I want to really continue his development. I think that'll just make everything a little bit easier with Saint because I'm giving Saint something that he could follow off of. You know what I mean?
Nice, nice. That's what's up. Shout out to y'all, man.
Yeah,
Shout
man.
out to the Pinkneys.
We're trying,
Um.
man.
Okay. So for me, I speak on it a lot. We just working on communication the most. It's the communication and also uh the potty training. Is Sincere? Did y'all get the potty training on the wraps for
Yeah,
Sincere?
I think it's definitely safe to say like Sincere's potty trained. He's peeing standing up now, and he's like is very hype about
Oh,
that.
word.
Yeah, he's very
That's
hype
good,
about that.
man.
So he's
That's
been
good
doing
for
really
him.
good. Yeah, and he don't really have no accidents. He's actually getting a lot better at nighttime, but yeah, he's doing really good, man. I shout out to Sincere because he's killing it there.
Yeah.
Like
Shout
what
out to nephew.
challenges are y'all facing with Seven as far as that?
So it's more of just her verbalizing when she has to go. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not like it's like if we ask her, she'll say have to potty and then pull her pants down, and it's like yeah, then that's when we know. But we still so at this point with Seven, we are uh like looking for some kind of maybe like speech coach. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Um, so because this is going to take a village beyond just me and my wife,
Mm-hmm.
because we need to understand and we need to understand the way that she's processing things because we're not like I'm a barber, my wife is a teacher, but she's a math teacher, so it's not like we know how to attack this kind of stuff normally. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like so,
That's
yeah.
that's like the special thing about the firstborns though, man, because as parents, especially like not having like any sort of education in parenting, which something should come with this shit. Like, but the firstborns they really get like the brunt of our like mistakes because we don't know what we're doing
Mhm.
and everything we learning through them. So it's like the second time
Mhm.
around, we kind of got an understanding of what and how to move, but the first ones, man, they always gonna be special because they really like they say your first one really grows up with you because you know what I mean
Yeah.
they're going through the growing pains, you know what I mean, as you going through them. So you know what I mean,
Yeah.
shout out to Seven and Sincere, man, for sticking up for us and sticking with us
Yeah.
through this challenge, man, because it's not easy like you saying, bro.
Yeah. And we on our way. It's just like we're trying to just let her develop at her own pace, but we are being intentional on how we're going about it. It's not like we're just settling for what she gives us. Sometimes you do have to push kids in a
Yes,
direction. You know what I'm saying, to just make sure you instill in the small things, and then you can build on the small things, and that's the good thing about Seven. Like she's intellectually she's very inclined. She knows all her numbers. She knows all her letters. She knows some words. Like she can read certain books. It's like
that's what's up.
it's not like you know what I mean. So it's just we have to continue to be patient, but also continue to push her in a direction. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So
As far as
yeah.
like pushing or like where do y'all like get in as far as like what to do next? Like how are y'all developing that plan? Like, all right, this is what we need to check off. Like where does that come from?
So we've already had her like evaluated, and we really go based on like the evaluations to come
Like
up
at
with
the
like a teaching
doctors,
plan.
like the yearly.
No, like No, like at school. She
Okay.
has
Okay.
at her daycare. They have like a teaching plan.
Okay.
So based on yes or no, whatever's in the questionnaire in the teaching plan, that's what we can like. Whatever she's succeeding at, we can look past it. But what she's struggling with is what we work on with at home, and they work on with at school.
And how often do y'all get those?
Well, we're working on one now. Evaluations only really take place like once a year.
Okay.
And it says like or twice a year, and then it takes precedence for their curriculum that they're going to be taught in school, and they actually bring people into the daycare and stuff like that. Yeah, I would shout my daughter daycare out, but we not.
Yeah, no. No.
But they do a really good job over there, man. So
nah, that's what's up, man. It's definitely like the daycare is a part of the village, but that's good that they giving y'all like basically like homework as far as like, all right, this is what we doing good. This is what could use some extra focus. Yeah, I had asked like how frequent y'all get that because I know like Sincere Daycare do the same thing, but I think it's only like maybe like once or twice a year to give us like this long packet. And they'll like check off everything like as far as you know what I mean, like you said, like what's he doing good at, whereas he's like just meeting and what's he kind of struggling at. But it's been a while since we got that though, now that I think about it.
Yeah. And you know, it's really it's like important. I don't know. I felt a little way about it because I'm also like a kid has to be I have to allow a kid to be a kid and a kid to grow. But what I did find out is like say somebody comes into because most daycares are state regulated. So if somebody comes into this daycare and they see your child may be lacking in a given area and the parent knows that, like that could be a crime. You could really like it's a type of neglect. For those out there who may not know, say your child's at daycare and your child doesn't listen, or none of our kids like fully listen, but I'm saying like don't comprehend nothing that you're saying. They can't verbalize or act on anything that you're asking of them. That is a concern to people, and if it's not brought up to the parents and it's communicated, it's like, oh, well, y'all pretty much are neglecting the child's needs.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And it's not setting them up for he's pretty much setting them up for failure. You know what I'm saying? Because the earlier you get ahead of this stuff, the earlier it can be taken care of. So
right, yeah, I didn't know that, man. And like even just like thinking about it, like in the midst of conversation, like I'm gonna be honest, I probably should have looked it up before this, but like my son turning 4 next year in a couple months, like 6 months, maybe 6-7 months. I couldn't tell you like what the 3-year-old milestones are, or like a 4-year-old milestones are. Like, you know, at 1 years old, like we know the milestones. You want them to, you know, sit up on their own. You want them to start crawling. Like you want to make sure they can hold their head up all within like the first year, and maybe start taking some steps. But it's like after that, it kind of gets lost. So like I need to get familiarized with like what we need to be checking off at this age, because preschool is coming up, man. And kindergarten is coming up. So I think like before kindergarten, they want them to be able to like recognize numbers and letters, I think, right? Because I mean they're gonna teach them all that stuff.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Okay.
I really don't know, but like when we was going through the packet today, just for some, because she just turned 3, so a few of them Jones was like, does she take like multi-step directions? 7, go into the bathroom, get the toilet paper, and bring me the toilet paper. Or another one was like, can she balance on one leg for 10 seconds? And I'm like, I barely can do that.
I was about to say, when the hell would I do that in regular life, like without being told to do so?
Yeah, and another one was like, can you draw a square? Like draw a square and can she
like connecting
trace
the dots
all
type
4
shit?
sides? Yeah, like off. Like can she trace the whole John evenly? Like it's just every building on like age 2, because age 2 has some of the similar stuff. But it was just a little less advanced.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that.
But that's
man.
just, bro. That's like 2 or 3 questions out of the 150, of course.
Right. Yeah, I think that stuff should be like more publicized, man. Like we got all these YouTube channels like for the
It
babies and
should
stuff
be.
like that, but there should be like something that's more publicized for parents to stay up to date with,
Mm-hmm.
because like I said, that stuff just gets lost, man, and we like almost doing a disservice to our kids if we let it get lost too long. So yeah, I'm gonna look into that myself.
I was about to say if we could find that might be really resourceful. To like the viewers because we can kind of put that in the comment section
Facts.
or the caption or not the caption, but
Facts.
you know how the YouTube stuff go. That would be really good, really resourceful, just to track maybe from age 1 to 10 and or
Yeah.
wherever we can find.
Or maybe,
So
you know what I mean, Fatherhood Forward, maybe we'll make like a digital like booklet on the milestones for 1 to 10, and you know what I mean, give that for the
yeah,
people.
that's a good idea.
That'll
That's a
be
good
what's
idea.
up,
That's a
man.
great idea.
So we
That's
don't
a great idea.
we don't do a disservice to these kids, man. All right, wait. We know y'all enjoying the episode, but we need y'all, man.
Yes, we need y'all to hit the button, like, follow, subscribe, share, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts. Hit the button, please.
Just please, man, help us grow this show as much as we want to, man. Helps us get to new audience, grow that podcast, and we appreciate all the support this far, man.
Yup. Back to the show.
Because we got to stay on them, stay challenged. I'm trying to challenge myself still as an adult, like on the daily. Like, how can I get better? Like, how can I become more disciplined? So if I'm not if I'm gonna challenge him, I gotta create challenges within myself too that I can hold and you know what I mean be accountable for, and you know what I mean making sure that if I'm checking this off, if he's checking things off, I gotta check things off with him. That's what I'm trying to say.
I just came up with an idea.
Talk to me.
Yo, maybe we should have like homework. So not saying like, of course, we already got homework after the podcast. Yeah, we got stuff to do. But like, as far as maybe keeping ourselves accountable and being intentional about parenting on some kind of level. So maybe off season we talk about it a little bit more. But this just hit my head because we can like week by week give people like concrete. Whatever,
like little tasks to do, like making like, have you ever done this, like, or checking this off. I like that idea, and even if like, even if it just starts with something like me and you holding each other accountable, that ain't gonna do nothing but help us be better dads, bro. So I'm definitely.
Well, that's what I meant originally, but then if we gave it to the people, that would be even better to gain some perspective. But yeah, me and you, because that'll show how accountability is supposed to look like,
right?
You know what I mean?
Facts.
And that's good.
And you know what that is? That's moving fatherhood forward.
That's moving fatherhood forward. Damn, that's a good one right there, Corey.
Yeah, man. I like that idea, right, bro. That's why we work good together, man. I like that.
Yeah, that's a fact. Okay. But for Jabri, man, that boy just he do whatever, man. He ain't even 2 yet. Yeah. And I think he picks up a lot from 7, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we kind of coasting, but you was definitely right when you was like a kid. When a kid starts walking, the parents start to fall back. I definitely felt like that this weekend. Like I was tired, but I had basketball on in the living room. I just had let them take all the damn toys out. And sometimes you got to do that. You know what I'm saying? I let them take all the damn toys out. I'm just sitting on the couch watching the game, phone, you know what I mean? Like, but I did, Kiara, shout out to Auntie, she came downstairs. She saw me struggling because there's toys everywhere. I'm just like, man, I'm cooked. That morning, 7 woke up at 5 o'clock. So I'm like, man, she didn't have a nap. They didn't have naps.
Right.
So.
You know what I just thought about, though? Like, with him being 1, well, he's like almost like 1.5 now, right?
Maybe 2 in March.
Oh, yeah. So maybe, like, just an idea, because I would have to look into it as well. Maybe since y'all having some challenges with potty training with 7, maybe y'all incorporate Jabri with it too and get him potty trained early, and you know what I mean, knock them both out at the same time, because that's the beauty of having a second kid, especially in age so close. You know what I mean? The younger one can kind of get up to speed a little faster.
Yeah. My wife has started trying. That's definitely a good idea.
Yeah, I think
we'll
maybe
work on that.
Yeah, and let me know how it go though, cause shoot. If it work out good, I'm gonna do the same thing with Saint. Like, you know what I mean? Once
Yeah,
he
why
get
not?
like
Starting right.
one and a half, try to knock it
Mm-hmm.
out early. It's gonna save me money on
Definitely,
diapers.
definitely, the earlier the better,
Right.
for sure. Um, hmm. So you got anything else to add? The early childhood development stages. Whoa! Before you move forward, what y'all do this weekend, man? Y'all was all dressed up like the Spider Family.
Yeah, that was for the trunk or treat at his daycare. Say
Oh, nice,
they had a trunk or treat for the kids. Stephanie wanted to do it this year. She had a lot of excitement for it, so we
nice.
had to put the costumes on. Yo, the kids was the parents had me taking pictures with their kids, man. It was crazy. Like, yo, I had to
You
talk
had to
to,
do the pose.
I had to do
You
the
had to do the
pose so many
pose.
times,
Yo,
bro. Like, I'm talking to
oh
the
my
kids.
god, yo,
Couple
you not
kids, I'm
serious,
so
bro.
serious, bro. A couple kids come up to me crying, like, I'm like, I had to take the mask off, like, yo, I'm just a regular person, like, it's all right, like, but it was a good time though, man.
Nah,
Sincere had a lot of fun with that.
yeah, that's the big. What's the new Spider-Man name? Miles Morales. What's his
Yeah, name? Yeah, Miles
Yeah,
Morales. I told you
yeah.
I be knowing all the
Kind of look
Marvel
like
movies,
bull.
man. Facts, facts, man. But yeah, that was a
That's the
good
bit.
time though, man. But as far as like the early childhood, man, I think, like I said, just long as we stay on it and stay attentive to it and we really educate ourselves on what they should be doing by certain ages, the more familiarized we get too, shoot, we could even become advanced in it and start checking things off early. It's
That's
about
a
like
fact.
it's all about having the information and knowing, again, to the planning. Once you have a plan
Mm-hmm.
and you know what I mean, you on the road, it's like having a GPS. Like, you know where you going. You ain't no traffic in the way, you gonna get there a little faster. So
That's a fact.
it's just like with you know what I mean, checking these things off. You start checking things off a little faster. Now you getting there a little sooner. So I think I like that idea. Like how we said, like maybe we can create like a digital booklet, as far as like a checklist, what you should be hitting off on the ages, man. I know that'll do something for me. You know what I mean, my parenting journey, and maybe it will for other people as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. We cooking with grease right now. We cooking with grease.
Yeah, man. As
Uh,
far as far as like long term, because I know we said we like struggle with long term goals, and I feel the same way as well. Because things change in the intermediate portion there, in the middle parts. Like, you got any like long term goals for your family? Like, give me like 5 years from now. What does the Ross family look like?
we definitely gonna be in another house.
Mm-hmm.
A bigger house. Um, in Delaware for sure. Um, I think that's the biggest long term goal because I think I still see myself building.
Mm.
I don't know exactly career wise where I'm going to be at in 5 years. I know I'm probably still going to be cutting hair, but I want to be a little bit more further along. But I just want my kids to be in a good educational system. If it was up to me, bro, I would homeschool them.
Mm. And that
Like
takes
in
time.
5 years, yeah. I mean, but it's stuff out here. Like Logan had told me at the shop. He was like, "Yo, his boy has like they homeschool his kids, but they have like 3 other families, and they all rotate on a homeschooling schedule. It's like every week the kids go to another person's house.
Okay, so like
And they all.
like 1 week they go to my house, the next week
Mhm.
they go to your house. That's
Yup.
cool. I ain't never heard of
Mhm.
nothing like that.
Yeah, yeah, man. And they have people that come into the houses. Long story short, I don't know. Like, my wife is in education, obviously in higher education now, but man, I'm nothing intrigues me about these schools unless it's like a Votex school. Um, I'm talking about like uh these elementary, middle school. It's like, what are we doing? Because it's like a daycare. It's really daycare, man. At
What what
least
do you,
public school. You know
what
what
do
I'm
you
saying?
think is missing from the schools though? Like, what is it that you don't like about it?
I just feel like I would be able to. Me and my wife would be able to educate our kids better than the public school system.
Okay.
Reason being is just because you have so many other distractions. So it's not like my kids won't have, because the problem that people be feeling, or I think when they think about homeschooling, is that they won't have the social communication. All you gotta do is put your kids into a sport. Is sports teams, clubs. They can still do like all that, like, they can still do boys and girls club, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so that's not, I just feel like I know my kid the best. So even if I could bring resources into my house, that'll help me actually know how my kid is moving along. My
Right.
kids are moving along.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. It's
Yeah.
just a disdain there with public school.
I don't have anybody that I know personally off the top of my head that is going through homeschool, so I don't know like what that experience is like, and like, you know what I mean, what comes out of it. But I do feel like I get what you're saying, but the job of the school isn't, it's not all on the school as far as like teaching them, because like we gotta bear the responsibility when they come home to continue the education, you know what I mean, all throughout, and teach them whatever it is that they missing, and build on what they learning in school ourselves. So it's like I get like the homeschool, like the reasoning for it, but to me it just sounds like it's a lot of weight that's then put on you, because now you're the parent and the teacher. Like, we may not deliver the message the same as the teacher would, because they were taught how to, you know what I mean, get a message through to the kids. Whereas like us, we the parents, so we know our kids like the back of our hand, and we may get a little frustrated with like, you know what I mean, them not being receptive to us, because they still looking at us as like the parent, not the teacher.
So
That's my thought on homeschool.
everything is not for everybody, but my wife is a teacher, so
Oh, that's true. So you got an advantage there.
yeah. But like I said, I'm also thinking 5 years down the line,
Yeah.
and that's what God blessing me with the ability to be able to actually give my kids the bulk of my time. And if I could do that, bro, and it could work, or I have a community of people who want to do that, I would absolutely do that. And it's not really a knock on the teachers. It's really a knock on the system.
Yeah.
Because like, I know when I got to certain grades, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, I struggled because I don't know. I don't even know exactly why I struggled, but I know I didn't get the necessary attention that I needed, because they had to evenly disperse it. My mom worked, so if I put myself, if say I'm in the same position, me and my wife have to work, my kids, they still gonna be left to, and it's not anybody's fault, but my kids would still be left to have to rely on that system. Now, it's other systems you could do, private school.
Right.
Obviously you could do smaller condensed schools, but I don't know. That's just ideally, if that was what would be down the pipeline. Yeah, but long story short, because you still need to share your goals, I haven't written enough long-term goals down.
Okay.
Only goal that I do have is for us to be in another house in the next 5 years.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't no rule to say like how many long term goals you gotta have. Like, shoot, to me, less is more. So that's more focus on that one. So I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. Don't pressure yourself into adding more goals to the list, because that's adding more things to the plate that you gotta clear off. So I get it. I get it, man. But I mean, as far as myself, like I share the same goal as you. Like, just you know what I mean, moving into a bigger space for that's adequate enough for all of us, especially like 5 years down the line once my boys is bigger. And then just finding a way within the next 5 years to kind of spend more time, like more meaningful time with them. Like I'm not like glue, like I'm not punching the clock as much as I am now. That would be really nice, to be able to kind of give time back, and to make the money come in a different way, other than what it's doing right now. That's kind of like the real gist of where I see us going in the next 5 years. Just to really create some more meaningful memories, because at that point, Saint would be 5, and then Sincere would be like 8. So at that point, they're probably both going to be in sports. I know that's going to be pretty time consuming. They'll both be in school in 5 years. So I want to be here for all of that. And like the reason that I asked that specifically though is because I just got asked the question this morning actually, that same question, and it had me thinking. And then once he asked the question, he followed up with like, "What are you doing every day now to kind of
to work on that
exactly like to make that happen because it all starts now." And that really like there are certain things that I'm doing, but I know I could get better in certain areas to kind of really, finish that off and polish it up to make it all happen, man.
Yeah. So do you have your day by day plan?
I kind of fell off of it a little bit, but I've been kind of keeping the same structure from where I left off. But I definitely do need to kind of get back on it to really build that habit and routine more. But now, even going back to like what we said about challenging the kids, I kind of was doing some research into that, and now I need to implement that into my schedule, like more like purposeful time with the kids. Like all right, it's cool. Like I got play with Sincere on my schedule, but let me actually kind of have a goal to get out of that other than just spending time. Like, all right, we can check the time part off the list, but I can get the time and I can get some growth if I make it more intentional. Like, because again, that's another common theme that we constantly speak about on this show is just
intention for
intention.
sure. Yeah.
So if I can get some like intentional playing, like I'll be honest and I say I plugged all this stuff in the ChatGPT, told it, all this stuff that I wanted to do. I told it what my son was into. My son is heavily into superheroes, like I've told y'all before, and I told it all that stuff, and they told me like, all right, maybe you can incorporate like Spider-Man with some numbers, or like what number is Spider-Man holding, and what number is Iron Man holding, like do some things like that to kind of keep his interest in it, to still make him want to do it, and it's also fun for him. So that's kind of like where my mind is now. I just need to put the action to it.
Yeah, that's really good. Excuse me. Man, dog, it be even when it's written down, I have 1,000,001 things in my mind. So the problem for me be like really trying to figure out what the hell I'm gonna put first.
I feel you.
And sometimes I put things that shouldn't be first ahead of the actual priority. And sometimes I don't. Or sometimes I get to the bottom of my list and I'm burnt out, I'm tired, and it's time for me to just retry the next day. But it's also the next day requires something else.
Right.
And that's just the battle, you know what I'm saying? I it's no answer to this. I don't think, unless you have an answer besides taking this shit day by day and conquering what you can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As long as you're doing something, like days when we don't get shit done are necessary. Like, you know what I mean? But are we having more of those days than not?
Yeah. And it's like, even
especially,
I think you just like triggered a thought in my mind, like a realization. Like, I think for me, like it kind of bounced off what you just said. Sometimes my ideas get in the way of me getting shit done. Like, because I'm formulating new ideas, like I take the time to like kind of process them and like put them into words, or like try to figure out how I can execute it. It's slowing me down and taking away time from me actually doing what I already set out to do. So it's like, even saying it out loud, like, is that a problem or is that a good thing? It sounds like a bittersweet thing, but to me, even as I'm saying it again, it sounds like it's more of a problem because I could have still, I had good ideas before. I could still be making sure they're getting done. I guess I got to kind of learn how to like multitask and, do that.
Yeah, I mean, and you write your ideas down, and conquer them as you see fit. But like, what is the most important? Because we be putting less important shit in front of the important shit sometimes.
That's a fact, man. And I want to get good at all this shit that we saying, like, for the sake of my kids, because I want to pass that down so they can, get good at this stuff early. Because even though we facing these challenges as adults, like, this is something that we can mitigate for them later down the line if we kind of pass that down, like how to maneuver. Like we got to have answers to these things, and they may not even know. We may become so good at it to where we can then recognize it in them before they could even recognize it within themselves, and we could see it kind of happening, and we could get on it early. You know what I mean? Before they even ask for that kind of help.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good, man. All right, so where are we at? All right, so planning for the we just planning for the future still.
Yeah, we was talking about 5 years from now, like, and even like later down the line, because we still got to plan later than 5
Beyond
years from
that,
now. Yeah,
yeah.
because 5 years is gonna be here before we know it. Shoot, we've been parents for more than half of that, and I still remember the first day. So yeah,
Nah,
we
that's a
definitely got to
fact.
plan beyond that, man. And like, is there certain things that you want to check off as far as like one like even 10 years from now? Do you got anything in mind, like what you want to be able to do for them 10 years from now?
I don't know, bro. I want to be here to see it. I'm gonna be honest.
And
If
that's
I'm here to
major
see it,
too.
that's half the battle.
Right.
God willing. But yeah, that's really the biggest thing is, bro. I don't know. I don't know if I don't struggle with foresight now, but this is at this age is now when I'm really starting to think about everything later. Like when my daughter, I had my daughter at 26. Had my daughter at 26. That's when I first got life insurance, bro. Like that's when I knew I couldn't play with life anymore.
Yeah.
Like I really got people depending on me. So I feel like as I move along and I continue to work with my partner to be what the heck? To be just like conscious of where we want to be, I'll be able to focus cuz she helps me. She helps me with like focus, like what's important, you know what I'm saying?
That's a good partner.
So yeah, it has to be communicated. If you listen out there and you got a partner, and he or she isn't your partner for no reason. Like we be getting lost sometimes. That like, yeah, it's about intimacy. Y'all having fun. Y'all have each other, but y'all also like y'all are building a family.
Right.
Y'all building a whole new extension of yourselves. So it's like, what is like what's most important, man? Make sure that person is holding you not to the fire, but y'all holding each other to a standard, because that's part of the job that's gonna keep y'all together. So when I was in marriage counseling, there was the pastor was like 97% of most marriages fail because of financial issues,
And that's
and
understandable.
it's very much so understandable, but a lot of things just could be communicated. But I now understand as a man, if a man ain't right financially, he is unstable in all his ways.
It shouldn't be like that though. It shouldn't be like that. 'Cause
Nah,
that's
it
basically saying
shouldn't.
money
It
is
really
everything.
shouldn't. It shouldn't be. Money isn't everything, but
It's not everything. So that shouldn't equate to our money isn't who we are as men. Like money don't make you the man that you are. You know what I mean? Your actions, your mindset is gonna make you who you are. Not a dollar bill that comes and goes, man. It's some
I don't
people
know
out
where
there.
that comes from either.
It's just society, bro. That's in my opinion. I think it's just society that they put that on us. Cause I don't know. I don't know why they did, but
But you do need it though.
we all need it. Like we need it to sustain life, but for some of the things that we think we need it for, like it don't even be like OD important. Like at the end, we talk about it a lot. At the end of the day, we really know what's more important. You know what I mean? Our being here for our family. You know what I mean? Being right mentally is more important than your money. Like you
That's
gotta.
a fact.
It's not everything, man. Cause shit,
Yeah.
you can get some money and have a lot of problems. We always hear it a lot, man. More money, more problems. Like
More money,
so,
more
what
problems.
do that really tell you? Like, what do the money really equate to? But I'm not saying like go be broke. I'm not saying that. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm gonna still go get $1 tomorrow. Like,
I was just trying to get you to get there.
yeah, but
yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe because I don't know. I don't even know. I can't elaborate. But yeah, we getting better at it, dog. Brick by brick, we stand intentional and stand away from devices that'll take away from where we headed.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, but, I mean, but even before we wrap this up, so like let's kind of get this on paper so we can hold each other accountable. Like we said, what's something that you're working on? Let's use our oldest kids first. What's something that you're working on with 7, so that way we can hold each other accountable. Us as parents, that we getting things done for our kids.
Number one priority is just for her to be able to verbalize, at least by the end of this year, to verbalize and say, "I have to potty
Okay.
on her own."
Okay,
That's it.
it's crazy that you said it by the end of the year, because I was going to ask you, do we put a timeline on this stuff? Because it's kind of hard with kids.
You have to put a time. Well, it's not all right. Your intention can set a timeline, but the kids are going to do what they want to do, regardless.
All right, so it's not wrong to set a timeline. All right, cool.
Yeah, no. Yeah, with your goals, you have to set, like, you ever heard of SMART goals?
Nah.
Yes. SMART is short for, let me not be wrong, SMART goals acronym. It means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually learned that at Dell State. Mom, you act like I ain't learned nothing at Dell State. I did.
I know a couple things you learned at Dell State, but we won't talk about it here, brother.
Yo, chill out, man. See, dog, give me your own mans, dog.
Hey, I was with you, bro. I was with you.
Yo, it be your own mans, dog. But cool. Yeah, so when you setting your goals, it has to be at least time specific. On when you want to get stuff done. So yeah, that's one thing for me. What about you?
For sincere, I want to work on the number recognition.
Okay.
I want to work on the number recognition. Then we can move on to the letters. But I want to do the numbers. If I had to put a time on, I think it's fair to put a time on both at the same time. Let's knock both done by the end of December, by Christmas. I want to knock that out by Christmas. And we have like because I was going to ask you like what's your plan as far as knocking it out, but I know for me, like, we have those like those posters that you see at like schools and daycares, like with the numbers and like a figure that goes with the number. You can count them. We had those in this room, so I think I just need to be more like consistent with them. It's just hard because he just wants to play all the time. He just be like, he pays that no mind. But I got to find a way to make it.
What numbers does he recognize like up to?
It depends on the day. Like, it depends on his mood, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy, though. It's crazy how this shit work, because my wife is a math teacher, and my daughter loves numbers. Like, her and Jabri, they count 7 can probably count to, like, at least 50, 60 for sure. But it's crazy how this stuff work, because, like, I'm so glad. At least they got that. Like, I was the reader. My wife... man, she crunches numbers like human calculator type drawing. Like, so I'm good for them for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you got it, bro. You definitely got it.
I mean, what really inspired me too with that is like I seen my niece. I'll never forget. This was before she even turned 3. Like, my mom, she was at my mom's house because she lived in Texas, but she's at my mom's house, and my mom like, look, I gotta show you this. She took a pool ball and she showed her the number. Zena said, that's 3. And then I was like, oh, snap. She's like, no, she's not done. She took another one. She showed her a 6. She showed her like this. She said, that's a 6. She put it behind her back, flipped it. She said, what's this? She said, that's a 9. Same pool ball, but she knew, like, you're not going to trick me. I know it's the same color and everything. Yeah. It's a 9. Like, and I was like,
but
yo,
I know
like,
my numbers, yeah.
Have I really, like, worked on this? Like, because I'm seeing that it can be done. She's younger than sincere. And I'm not saying, like, go and compare your kids, but it just was a self-reflection time for me. Like, all right, that means that I could work on this. This can be done. Let me go ahead and try this. So, yeah, it's just a matter of, like, knowing that, all right, this could be where we at. That means that I'm lacking in this area. Let me go ahead and, try to get better for my son.
Yeah. For 7, we got Potty Time books. We got the Potty Time Gracie's Corner song on repeat. But as far as getting her to vocalize, I don't know. That'll be something I have to talk to my wife about because it has to be catered to how she's able to comprehend what we're trying to get for her to say. So before we used to get for her to get for her to get her to say certain things, for us to get her to say certain things, it would be like, well, 7 say this. So now she's like in a thing where she like repeat us first, but she knows what we're asking. But since we had the repetition of having her repeat us, it was like that's all she kind of knows right now. But we working on it.
So is it just the vocal part, or is it just the go? Or is it the going as well?
Nah, she a go.
Okay.
It's literally like shit. Maybe because we know when she'll have to go, but like we have the underwear on her and the big shirt. She's at home after school, bro. Underwear, big shirt, and she don't go in them. She will not, like, even if she don't say she had to go to the bathroom, we say 7, you gotta go potty. She will run potty, like she will go. She will, and she don't poop though. She has not pooped in the potty yet though.
I mean, what I will say though, like, cause I say Sincere is potty trained, but like Sincere do the same thing though, bro. So like, I feel like it's just an age thing. Like he will, even if you say like, yo, you gotta go to the bathroom, like he like no. And like, nah, we going to the bathroom. Like, and then he'll go to the bathroom, honestly. Like, I think kids just want to hold it because they know that they can hold it. And they just want to be involved. Like, they don't want to, like, I know for me, Sincere has a crazy thing of fear of missing out. So, like, he not trying to miss nothing. So, like, maybe that's just, like, a part of it, too. Like, she just don't want to, like, miss out on nothing. Like, she feel like she can hold it. If she not having no accidents, that's the hardest part right there. Like, and when she gonna get to that point where like she can't hold it no more, and she gonna have to tell y'all that she gotta go. So I think y'all gotta give yourself grace on that, because that's a whole nother challenge. It sounds like you knocked out the hard part as far as like the accidents and stuff and going on herself.
Yeah. At least when she's at home, she don't really go on herself. We was keeping the potty in the room, but nah, that ain't happening no more. But yeah,
all bathroom work. We use the toilet. That's it. The little Elmo potty that lasted like a couple days. That was it. Got tired of cleaning stuff like that up.
Playing around with that, John.
No.
But before we get out of here, we gotta find a way. I guess we can talk about it later. But man, the Durkio news, golly, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm only saying this here because he's a father, right? And if you don't know the situation, we don't have to get into it. But the fact that, like, sometimes we can get tricked out of our spots and not think about some of the most important things is very upsetting.
Yeah, I ain't even think about him being a father.
And unfortunate. Yeah, I thought about it for sure because he's in a situation that can pretty much put him away for a really long time. Yeah. And it's crazy because his father was in jail. So for a very long time. So it's like, damn, bro, you about to just reinvent the wheel, and then your kids are going to be without you, and God forbid one of your sons become a rapper. And
yeah. I mean, hopefully he got some money put up for him. I'm pretty sure he do.
Close that back door. But yo, man, appreciate the love and support, man. Y'all are definitely putting a battery in our backs. Yo, I seen an ad on Instagram saying, yo, TikTok is going to shut down January 17th. But it was the most clickbait shit ever. But the voiceover said January 17th, but on the video said January 19th. So they was like, bro, you can't even get your dates right.
Nah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. Like fake news.
TikTok was showing us mad love, man. Shout out to everybody on TikTok. The new followers, the people that's commenting, like really engaging with our posts. It's definitely like very encouraging to see, and very enlightening, like knowing that. Excuse me. You know what I mean? Y'all are going through similar situations or have gone through the things that we saying. So you know what I mean?
Or not.
Yeah.
Or not. You know what I'm saying? But we appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate the ones where they don't even agree with us and they letting us know. So I'll take it.
Yeah, man. So 113 subscribers last time I checked. So appreciate y'all. I haven't checked the numbers on Spotify.
I haven't checked them in a while.
We out here though. You know what I'm saying?
Sir,
Shout out to the people who are listening to the audio. We're striving to give y'all the best product ever possible. We only got 2 more episodes left, man. 2 more episodes till season 2 is over.
Yeah, man. Then we take our little break, you know what I mean, hit the round table and try to come back better for y'all for season 3. Looking forward to that. If y'all got any things that y'all want to hear from us in season 3 or see from us in season 3, things that y'all need, things that y'all want, feel free. This is an open community. You know what I mean? This is y'all podcast as much as it is ours, in a sense. So, you know what I mean? Let us know, because we won't know if y'all don't speak.
That's a fact. What about the outro? Nothing.
I forgot about it, bro. Again, I forgot about it. But yeah, that's gonna be
keep asking him.
Season 3.
I'm gonna keep asking him, yo.
Season 3,
all
man.
Right, that's all it is, though. Next week, I believe we have a special guest.
Yes, sir.
So y'all will see when y'all see, and that'll be until next time, y'all.
Catch y'all on the next one, man.
Y'all.